Okay. So we're back with another live recording of one of Marissa and I's calls. That's what I'm about to play after this. If you're new here, we're basically in the process of like rediscovering ancient technology that exists within the ocean. This one was a little different though, because I'm kind of on a month and a half long travel situation down in Florida right now still, but making my way all the way, started in New York, making my way down to Florida, then back up and across to Washington State. And so when we met up, we're basically like have been collecting coding from these places, and we're basically like, there's this process of taking them down into the ocean and dispersing them into certain regions in Marissa remote views. And so that's how we know like where we're going and what's happening and stuff like that. So if you're into that sort of thing, that's what this is a recording of. Working with the codes, packaging them, dispersing them, working with sharks and whales and cool stuff like that. And then we also went to the pod space, the technology itself, the healing chambers, and like kind of just had a meeting, caught up around like where we're at on that. We're in the process of revitalizing it, like restoring it, bringing it back to full capacity. So just pulling through information about that, how that is going, just in general, what this location is that we're working with, other people that are doing similar stuff to this, other locations that exist. Yeah, dude. That's kind of what the meetup was. So if you're interested in learning about this, feel free to watch. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Also, if you're if you're into this kind of thing, this is sort of, I guess, what my Patreon is mostly, is like us all using the space, learning about this space. Well, there will be more learning about it ideally in the future. But like going there and connecting our energies in, and then like doing restructuring stuff, both work that needs to happen for ourselves and the groups that participate, but also there's always like a reciprocal symbiotic relationship happening just because of the nature of the tech itself, and what it's connected into. So if you're interested in that, patreon.com/Kayla Shanks. All of Marissa's stuff, I believe, is Earth to Marissa. So catch us there. Okay, guys, bye.
I see the two of us are transferring energies. I feel like I'm transferring energy to help you through this, and then too, we're also transferring like knowledge that has come in since last time we've talked. Like soul knowledge, but also like integrated codes, um, information technologies, scientific literature, like all this stuff that's been downloaded and tapped into is transferring. We're like quickly debriefing each other energetically. Thank you.
Kusarate tarata grasa katako roto turate tirate arate tirate ti rate sakrata kaska atos otto sorate ti shiarate tara orto to orto suko rate tirate arate grata kasko oai kia arto orto o es arate ti shiate te sikia ka rea to soai shia ka aish oi kia ka ia ko to so kia ka a ia ka as area tu urutu su tu shika iska atu sukusuria ti reteti 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 usu krusu reteti retegraya kusurishi reteti ki es atu sutu sukushikiaka reteti rutu sukushku shikiaka resakra reteti rutu sukushu ishi 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 us ortisia ua kiaka oashia uy kiaka arate tata arate us uriti riti is ki arate tata squash ia us araya urutu su rutu tutur arate tata arate tu suritisia is ishia us
While you were doing that, I saw that we were taking the codes then that we had like exchanged and placing them like there's that energetic field surrounding us, and we were like placing them on the energetic field. And I asked, like, why are we doing this? And it's like when we get down there, they will kind of like disperse and go where they need to. And they said, like, our souls have received a lot that we will be now taking down to the pods in that area, just for further activation. But they're almost saying there are certain like earth codes that we've received that we will be taking down there, because they have the ocean codes, but they don't necessarily have those like land codes. And so and I think a lot of it, I think, is coming from you and your travels across right now. Land codes being picked up that are then being like transferred when we head down. You're still transferring some of these codes into the energetic field.
Sarate krais kushku arate tisi kia arate tarate us arate tarate grasa ka tusu kushuku utu retis grasa krata kas kushku arate tishia retis grasa krata kasa ka tusu kushku retis grasa ka ishika askla kara aska tusu us urutus kushku arate ti retis grasa krata tusu kushku arate ti rateta rutus kushku urutus retis grasa alate urutus kusku uratiti retis grasa kratus kushku rutu retiti retis gra arate tata ulate retis gra arate skatu su retiti retis grasa grusu rete gras selakra artis gras sara artusutu suru urtusura retitia uretitata retis gras aratitishia rasko utusu urutusura retiti retis gras aratitata urutusu uka aratiti ishialara reteta retetas reti urutus urutu utu suru urutu Urutus gruscus us u, is selar teres gras usua, is sela artes gras gratati artiti artis artiti artes gratakas to susu brus ratiti is arate rates gras is sakaratas u utus gras ti is aratusu gruscus us arate sara artu reteti skras atu su uresa.
They were showing information flowing out of both of us, and you were like organizing it into these layers. So we have that like, I feel like it's the transportation bubble, but then the energies were being layered, and there's like four layers, and I feel like the outermost layer is like green. And I asked them like, why is this information being stored in layers? And they basically said like space on like it's like an onion, like there wasn't enough space on the inner circle, so they had to create outer ones. And you were creating outer ones. And I said, like, why can't this just be like taken out of the body down there? And they said they are land codes, so it's easier to extract them and like hold them in this energetic container for dispersing down there. Rather than like going down there and then trying to pull the land codes when you're this far like in the ocean. So that's pretty cool. And so it's like a briefcase, if you will. And I said, is there any organization to how they're being layered? And they basically said like how they will be distributed down there. And so I feel like they're fully prepared now. We have like 4 or 5 layers of like information surrounding us energetically encoded in this field that we will now be taking down there. And it's all has to do with like land energy codes and then certain things that our souls have been receiving for the awakening of this structure as a whole. There's something I keep trying to move down there, and it feels like you are like you're staying put still. Is there do you do you see what you are doing?
I mean, my eyes are fluttering. I can like
Yeah.
tune and be like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you might still be encoding, I think is
Before they've said like sometimes when this is happening, they framed it as like codex framing, like
mm,
information being, yeah, I guess like organized in a particular way when it's
yeah.
like for space. So
Yep.
my foot's asleep.
Okay, I heard last layer being encoded.
Can we see if they'll say why is it sometimes like it comes through in different ways? It'll come through verbally, it'll come through in the hand stuff, it'll come through in the eyes. Like what's the difference? Or is there one?
Yeah, it's the way that you're sealing it into the container, basically. So whether it's like someone's body is the container or someone's like specific organ or like cell is the container, or this is like specifically an energetic kind of field and container, or if it's like a structure, it just depends on the like actual material that the information is being encoded into.
Hmm. Interesting.
So I saw you like kind of while you were doing those big physical gestures, I saw like there's part of me that's helping to create the layer in which this information is being encoded to, and I'm like holding the force fields there. And then you're like weaving them into the force fields through like the energy, and you're basically like it depends. Yeah, it's just the medium is kind of what they're showing me. So they're showing me how like some things like sphagnum moss and some things like soil. It's just like so there's different fields, and some of the codes that we've been holding need like just a different makeup of like plasma or energy to like really hold, but then also to then be like transferred. So like you wouldn't want to transfer a plant that has been in like sphagnum moss into soil. You'd want to do sphagnum to sphagnum. Or like yeah, it just helps with like the transferring. Like you wouldn't, I don't know, it's like growing skin and make sure it's put on skin and not like on a surface like wood, because the skin that's been grown or encoded or whatever will not fit to wood. It'll only fit to skin, like in a specific way.
Hmm.
Kind of a weird example, but yeah. Okay, I think you're done. We're done. I feel like our bodies are now preparing to move just a lot of this information. I feel like too, there's a lot of information that was just pulled out physically of where you are, because I kept seeing, where again in Florida are you?
Jupiter, like Palm Beach.
Where is that on the handle?
Um, it's east, it's on the coast, and it's not that far south yet.
Okay,
Probably, I don't know, the middle.
okay. So the Atlantic side.
Yes, yes, yes.
I kept seeing there was this like, and I wonder if it's because you're just super close to it down there, but it keeps lighting up. It's like right at the top of the western curve of Florida's map. I don't know what that is. If that's like Fort Myer, I feel like that's too low, maybe. Um,
Like right where the Gulf is.
yeah, it's like if this was like if this is Florida and this is the Gulf, it's like right like here, like at the top of the curve.
Okay.
Like if
Because
this, I guess, is Florida. Yeah.
before I left, they're like, you'll go down around to the Gulf. Like you have to go to the Gulf, or like it something happens there.
Yeah, I saw like there's a really big light there, and I think you're already pulling from codes just being that close to it.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it just kept lighting up, and that's what you were pulling to. I think since your access is so close, um, down there, you're able to like really pull from it, but it feels like a really like big, I don't know, just like Stargate for you particularly, but also for this and maybe in general. Um, but it feels like just a very activated area of Florida, which is interesting because I've had dreams in that area for several years, like doing work going into caves in that area and stuff. Yeah, so it must be like a prominent portal area or something.
Okay. I just want to write it down so I don't forget.
Yeah, I'll pull up a map later, maybe.
Yeah. Hmm.
I do keep feeling the moss, the moss that hangs from the trees down there. Is
Hmm.
it is it sphagnum moss?
I don't know.
I don't know. Connect with it though. I feel like there's something there for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because they keep saying that. And I know it came up in an example, but I keep seeing that and I feel like there might be some codes there.
Okay.
Alrighty. So are we ready to go down? Okay, preparing the field. It does feel like we're holding some extra weight this time going down, but like in a good way. It's just information weight. I think we're gonna be taking a lot down there, and I can feel my like energy is like holding it. And we're both. I think you were receiving a lot and anchoring it, and then now we're like both holding it and ready to move down.
Yeah, they're showing me like an upside down umbrella to like help like pull us down. Like,
Oh yeah. Ooh.
hmm.
Whoa.
Hmm.
As this information passes certain areas on the earth, ooh, it's going to be just like activating them, energizing these ley lines. I feel like we just passed through the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And that it felt like real dense for a second, and I heard that. Um, it's like I feel like there's a guide subtly with us, but it just feels kind of like our both of our higher guidance system as like one. That's basically saying like certain information needed to like pass through there. Oh. They're showing me we're like little like delivery mail postage people. We're like dropping off certain codes on the way to certain like areas in the ocean. Whew. That's why it took so long. Okay. We weren't just taking, it's not just like the information for the pods. We're doing some extra work here.
Okay. We had to like load up our delivery truck for the
Yeah,
day.
literally, that's what it was. I was like, why is this taking so long? I was like, are we ready to go? Are we ready to go? And they kept saying no, no.
I keep seeing a hammerhead shark that like won't leave.
Okay, that's really weird. Because I just started to see like swimming animals around us, and it feels like they are I get like a curious energy from that shark, but I think he's subconsciously like a protection.
Hmm.
But also I see like there are other animals like we are taking it to them and they're taking it to the areas that need it.
So dope.
So they're the Amazon delivery drivers and we're the Amazon facility. Yeah, I asked the shark and he said guardian. Thank you. But also helping to communicate to the different animals as well.
Thank you.
It feels like we're near like Portugal and Spain now, doing some stuff over there.
Interesting. So that's the other place like that I spent considerable time. And I'm seeing a seahorse really prominently. Why is he here?
I saw he's just a messenger, like I think picking up and taking needs to go. So sea creatures, they have the ability to like send out signals through like the waters and through the sound, and by like transporting this information to and around the ocean in this way is helping just like stabilize the areas surrounding the pods, but also just ocean activation as well. Ooh, I just passed something off to like a giant group of migrating whales.
It's really like we're pulling oh, I don't know if we're each sure of thing like it's pulling something up like through my solar plexus and like up and out. And it's like I don't know, a lot of weight, not density, just like weight.
Yeah. I wonder if this is how you're like delivering the information, like it comes through that portal of your body.
Us res is iato. Us ore teata is ishisia. Ukuakia karete. Rutus rete tishia. Rete tarate grasa rete tarate. Urutus kushkua karete. Urete tarate sakrata kaskara arate tishia. Arate tiarate utusua. Ishia rete tatarate sakrasa utusu. Ushukuaskar artesi arteti artetata asakra atusu ushusu rotusu uturititi retititi iartesakra artesarate taratata atusu shukuakia karresa rotusu us ua isakra artesgasakra artesarate tikrasara rotusu utua ishia lata arrasara arrata utua yeka asaya Ushiara arratita tusua ishiara arrasara arrutusuru urrutu utusurutu usura arratiti ishia salakra arrati saratata arrutusku shuaya ishiaya urrati tarata sara arrati sakrata kusushukuai kiakra arratita arrati sara rateshia rasarate tarate grasa kra tu suru urutu suya ishiara sarate tiarate krosuku ushuai kiaka arrasarate urusurutu reti tirata sara ratita urusurutu shukuaka rasarate ti rate sara rate sakatusia iarate sagrasa kratusia rasagrata rete sagrasa yoshuk uaya rata, rutusarate, retesa, ya ushia, ya krasarate, rateta, arrasarate, sushia, ishia, arate, su.
We're down at the pods. You're still with the like information package. And I'm at the stone and I just had an interesting interaction. I took some information to that stone, the mountaintop, and I was placing it and encoding it, and then I saw this like face, this like dark face with like white, pure like white eyes, like kind of like um and then like the guide that's like pink with like fins,
Yeah.
um basically like told it to scram, and then I said sending you to the light, and it was sent to the light. So Why was this being here? Just lurkers being compelled to the light, I think is kind of the vibe. Um, the like energy is starting to really like pick up in this area.
Mm.
So there are just going to that's going to draw in like some energies, but is she's saying it's like not it's not negative or bad. It's just curious energies that have lived in the ocean. Um, but before I'm still at the rock doing some stuff in the mountain. Um, I went over to kind of where like Burma is in the Philippines, and like China and the Koreas. I was over there talking to like a group of tuna. Which, like sounds crazy. And then I was like talking to tuna, and then I like went to Antarctica and I was talking um to some other marine life, and then I went to South Africa down there and was just like passing out a bunch of this stuff. And then we made our way down here. What name did you have for this pink being?
Malaya.
Yeah, Malaya. That's what it is. Yeah, baby. Yep. She's with me now, just monitoring the mountain. She is saying like really do not fear that like lurking energy. It's normal like anywhere is what she's saying. Uh it doesn't mean any harm is coming to this area. It's simply just like a curious energy in the ocean.
It's so funny that you can't, or that like they don't show you. I'm seeing the squid or like the octopus energy that shows me it wears like a headlamp because it does detailed things. And it's here, and I know every time I ask you, you don't see it, but
I don't think I'm where you're at right now. I don't feel that you're with me.
okay. Okay,
I
so then
think you're doing yeah, you're off. I think we're doing separate things right now.
okay.
Wait, so you're with an octopus wearing a headlamp, and where are you?
I don't know. Um,
You're not at the base of the mountain, are you, where Louise was?
I don't know. I don't remote view. I only hear. I guess I can ask her.
Yeah, yeah. OSHA? Question mark?
I don't-
Yeah, it feels like Malaya and I are basically taking like the contents of the package and just like placing it where it needs to, laying it in where it needs to. Kaya siya moto kaya shikoya sabata chikiawa. Sabato tsikiawa ta enyamate jo tama seke oto nyamata eshikia humata amato shikaya wato ya shamato shikia to ya shikia moto etsikiawa. Sabato ya shikia moto kaya lotarama ya moto ya shikia to ya puya to ya wapo ya shikiawa. Sabato ya shikia moto ya shikia. I see some Syrian beings crossing that mirrored portal. Alexander's with them.
Shh. Ha. Ha. Te arresarutu sukushi arete autu ikia iato umayarete isia shiko sorea tati arete saya oshiaya erete tarate sarate toreshika arate sa umbarate tarata urusuru urutu surutu shiarate tatatarate grasa umrate tarata sararate shiarate tatatata orete sara arate sakrata kosoroto so ushukuaye krarasa arate tishia orete saya ushukusia kate orate sia umbrea tasa arate taya usukushukusku orusu tututu arate sia arate ihatosia krata koshukuakia arate grata kusukushku orate sukususu umrete saya usuku arate sakrata kusuku ushuande titi rete scratch krate krate kata ushuku ati rete sarate tarate grata ka tu su usia te esia ushuku sakrati krai skashka skrata kusu grata kashko usukruti ti Grasukushia, resta tusu, suku asa, sika asa tusu, shuku osta rasta titi isia, sa atia, rasutushia, gratusia, umretesa, sa tukusu, iti isia, guashia.
Major heart opening.
Così, resta grasata, resiti, rutus, ritisi, arretitaia, ritikia, koshukoikia, ruto, mretesa, shi, ikiasa, osuko shosi, sakrasasa, ostia, mresa, ikia, suko usi, resate, mretea, oresa, atia. Tosu, ti, mbrasatusa, resarati krasatusu, shuai, resakatusu, rosu utu, rusu tu shukra asarate, usu, saresata, suku sarate etisi, resagrasa uakaretesa, mretesa, shaka.
I received that some of what you just shared was the codes that we brought down here. And it's like opening them so then it pours through and we can actually feel it. Like while they were being encoded, they were kind of being like packaged, so we didn't really get to see them. But I feel like you opened that container and then they kind of poured out, and as they were pouring out, we were all receiving from them. And Alexander, I feel like opened his heart. And I felt it in my heart. It was like a transfer of heart energy too in that moment. So you could have been receiving that as well. Oh yeah, I still feel like do you feel like you're with a small group of people right now or beings, or do you think you are
I
still
don't know. I'm like only a
alone?
physical channel. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I would
I
love
don't,
to.
yeah, I don't see, I think you're still like you're experiencing what we are, but I think you are still doing work with that octopus somewhere. While you were doing that, I will say the mountain did light up, so I do have a feeling that you were down there. Um,
The one thing they showed me was like looking up at something from the bottom. I couldn't really tell what it was. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm not.
yeah. Okay, that is probably why I have that intuitive feeling. Um, whew, whew. Okay, now I feel you're back with the group. Yeah, while you were doing that, the whole like mountain lit up. It was almost like a whole like energetic spike moved through um while we were continuing to finish putting out everything, and then Alexander came and um then I feel like he transferred some stuff. What did he share with me? To be uncovered is all I got. Right on. Is there anything that we can do right now for the pods, or any information that you would like to give us to share with the groups that we take down here? Ooh, pods are at 75% operation. They continue growing every day and continue expanding. The awakening of these pods is creating like oceanic activity. Um, and like I just see like it's almost like this is creating a small like ripple in the water. You know, like those fountains where they don't spew out of the water, but they just kind of like softly like bubble the top of the surface and then they
Yeah.
pull out. I see that, and through this like crack in the ocean floor, if you will, like I see that current coming from this mountain, this ley line, this portal, and the Syrian energy, streaming through. It's like going up and then it's like rippling out, and it's able to hit the land shores through those ripples, which is doing a lot of good for, I see like the edge of Africa, but also like the edge of like it's like the whole Atlantic little pass. I even see like the northwest shore of like Australia feeling some stuff too. Ooh, and Antarctica. Oh, I wonder if this is why we were taking certain information there. That could very well be. Like these ripples will be felt there, and then to anchor it in, it needs like a similar frequency already in that spot. Oh, okay. So it's like they're showing me like a net. So it's like the information we picked up and took around, we're like hammering in little frequency spikes. So when the net is cast, it has a place to land.
Hmm. That's interesting because that's what anytime I saw like why they were like, okay, you're gonna go down here, go around or whatever, it was just like a net that was coming all the way. I guess in my mind that was like connected to like connective tissue, if you
Yeah.
want to see it like that.
Oh,
But
this,
you're saying the
yeah.
net's more to like catch. I'm sorry, we were doing a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna have to watch this back because I can't fully process what you're saying.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, they showed me it's like anchor points. So the visual that they're showing me is like, yeah, imagine like a, I don't know, eight-sided net, and at each point there's like a little rope that can then connect in with a nail. But it's essentially that's just the visual for the energy. Like it needs like frequency in order to stick there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And that like frequency is just the nail,
Okay.
if you will. So that's being like embedded to the earth and to the ley lines in these areas through the marine life. So it's just so this Syrian, but I also got Pleiadian energy can basically like helping it to just really anchor in and have like an access point here. Um, like yes, and they're saying like yes, they already have access points, but this is just like for the ability of like the net is so wide and it can hold more, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Connecting in with a Pleiadian being now. Come in peace, here to help anchor in this new expansion for this system that is reactivating on Earth. We will now be interacting more with this system. Yes. Okay. It's basically, it is now at the frequency where our beings can now like reintroduce operation, and they will be sending, there's going to be like 3 Pleiadian beings that are going to be like stationed here now, helping to operate and work with the Syrian beings. And I feel like this is through Alexander. Is Alexander a Pleiadian being? I don't know. I hear a like potential yes. He
It's
also
like it's like us. They're maybe like multidimensional, so like
exactly.
we can express
Yep.
both
Yep.
at once, maybe.
Yeah, I feel that is very resonant. Yep. They're going to be working on the functioning of the like specific parts and manufacturing like specific parts so they could be switched out. Like I see like engineers almost but also like how cars need specific parts. They're like the builder of those parts. And now that they have like these higher vibrational beings building these new parts, it's just going to like raise the frequency even more of the pods. Syrians and Pleiadians work very closely together, and have like a really beneficial symbiotic relationship in the universe. So that's why we see this pairing here. Were Pleiadians involved in the creation of these pods? Yes. Yes. They again were like the manufacturers of specific technologies that allow it to harness in physical reality. But like also the technologies that interact with our light bodies. Do you mean physical or energetic bodies? More so energetic. Wato shamataya 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 shamato tsunamataya shikiataya shikiawa samataya shapataya they're connecting us in with this Pleiadian energy.
Rete sara rete tarate grato sucorea, rete sagrata sacra arrete to socia, rete sarate tarate grasa coto, roto sucoshqua kiakrais kiako eshiaya, rete tai arate sa uretu suku aishiaya la reato soya, rete saya tuaishia, rete saya krosuku shukwaya kraia ya uya ia sea toya. Is graspra arrate sakrata satushia mretetai urusurutu suresharai arrete arrate grasa kashka ishia la sarare tetas uya kraisat us uriti mretesa i
So we're like having a meeting and I'm asking like what we're talking about and I'm not getting too much. I feel like we just received energetically like the transcript from this meeting. But
the Trinity system is we are the open, and then it's stopping after that.
do you feel called to channel right now? Like words.
Yes, but
Yeah.
they're saying we are the open contact. Can you guys start over? Open contact specialist assigned to the deliberate denouncement of information that is being relayed for the betterment of the like opening of Gaia's heart or something. This is happening through the portal that is being opened and clarified or cleared at this time through the heart of the ocean, where you all work to assist in the rebalancing of energies as they allow themselves to come into the field of awareness that Gaia is expressing. There is a change being undergone at this time, as you all know, and this is how we are working to assist in the collaboration of energetics that are being relayed into the field that Gaia is experiencing. That's not really a lot of words or information. Can you give us more info about what you mean? We are here to. Who are you? Are you saying who this is?
Yeah, I feel like it's just this small like Pleiadian group.
We are here to be of assistance and guidance as we step into this new chapter together. Please be aware of our presence and assistance, as it will be beneficial to be of acknowledgement so that intention can be like cohabitated. There's going to be a process of rearrangement that will take place for the betterment of all via the crossing of infrastructures that is happening as a result of not just the work being done by your group, but there are others participating in such activities as well.
I wonder if that's what they were showing me and like they're now being called in to build parts for this.
There's a collection of information that is being accessed through the grid at this time. This is what was being delivered and will continue to be delivered. As it is delivered, it is disseminated out into appropriate assigned areas and then is rebalanced in accordance with the added weight or input. So like always, just as we're doing like with structure stuff, as we're adding more information and it's like changing the structure, so then that's like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a vision for the next live call, group live call. They want us to first lead everyone to like intuitively, you will be drawn to like a place on the earth to pick up this information for the rebalancing, and then we are going to, okay, like so that now that it's picked up, intuitively take it to where it needs to go. And then like with that like crossover of energy, then like anchor it down into like the pod area.
Hmm.
That's
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Now, I guess I'll ask them, is there a particular timing for these types of things? Like I know it'll just kind of fall into place, but is there timing that's most suitable for these types of things? Or is it just whenever? They're saying, Kayla, as you allow the next steps to unfold, there will be times that present themselves, just as this one did today. It was known days ago that this was the appropriate day to move forward with this collaboration. And thus, when you allow for the date that naturally presents itself to transpire, it will be so. And I knew that when we tried to push it up, I was like, it's going to be the 17th.
Yeah, yeah. I keep getting the number 8. Why am I getting the number 8 here? 8 participants, question mark?
We would like for there to be 8 catalogs of information presented. What does that mean?
I wonder if that's why I felt like 8 participants
This means that each
in
individual should,
locations.
yeah, this means that each individual should act as a representative for a catalog.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We'll have to throw it out and see if 8 people attend next time. Or is it just we allow anyone on and whoever feels called?
Hmm.
That's why like I don't know if it needs to be 8 participants or if it's just 8 locations that information will be pulled from.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. How does that feel?
Let me ask them. I mean, I am hearing it would be best to have 8 people, like at least. Like it feels like if there are more than that, some people just won't do this.
Yes. Yeah. And maybe I just got a visual of maybe we asked like who are the 8 people that feel called to do this and they can just raise
Okay.
it. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just ask, are there particular people that this is designed for, Pleiadian fam, or is this? I'm hearing like no, whoever presents themselves, the energy will naturally be like, okay, you're best for this.
That's also what I got.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoever like if they feel called then they are the one. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know why they said open contact specialist.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, did I just make that up because I heard oh, or like, why are they
Yeah.
saying that?
Um, I mean, I got this location is going to just be like a really big dis disclosure location. If like eventually like these locations on it's kind of like they're saying like the med beds, you know, how that
Mm,
is its own disclosure experience and
right.
probably has its own open contact person. They're saying like what we are doing and the scale at which it will reach will sometimes be people's gateway into knowing this existence and having that remembrance.
Hmm.
So they needed like, yeah, that kind of specialist, but also just overseeing. It's important that as these ancient technologies come on, there be someone that is specialized in the frequency of like uh humans interacting with
Yeah.
the galactic frequencies that are at these sites. Um, and it's just basically like just for safety.
Yeah, I've like heard open contact specialists before. They're like, we're just collecting data. I'm like, okay, which makes sense. Like, how are humans reacting to this information,
Exactly.
the frequency, etc.
Yeah. And making sure too, like I feel like they have the ability to whoever comes down, like for them to like proof and make sure that they're having the best experience that's soul aligned and not just like walking into something where they get like blasted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, hell yeah, that's important. Maybe we don't want to ask this, but this popped in my mind. A reason I feel like that's important is because I feel like I've heard before, maybe even someone mentioned this, but that like there were some timelines, like Atlantean timelines, like where this tech was being used on Earth, or like however you want to call it, where like the technology was being misused for like forcing people, trying to
Interesting.
forcibly like add more light into people's
Excel.
infrastructure.
Yep.
Um, I guess I'm wondering if that's true. I mean, I'm sure on some island at least is. But also, what else am I wondering about that? Why did I feel the need to ask that?
Yeah, I feel like you saw that in the line of work as you were like first developing these pods in that other lifetime. But I see that these have like there's almost something that they've put on it. It's almost like a diffuser to where like they aren't able to be used in that way. And like you, I feel like purposefully designed it for that. Like the group of people, including yourself, designed it for that because you were seeing where, like, I don't know, I get mad scientist energy, like where other beings were doing that and it was causing a lot of like malfunctions and
Hmm.
inner failures to the inner systems of individuals back then. So, but yeah, this has like diffusing um but like this, yes, like it is something that they monitor, but this one particularly has like a diffuser, so it's safe, and that's why too this is like this is the first of many, many that will be coming online. Like this is not the first, but like one of uh they're saying like this is not just anything. And that's why too it has that diffuser, and that's why again as well we are, I don't know, they like how can I describe this? Because Earth is at a specific density and has been for a very, very long time, these structures have taken on that density, if you will. And as they awaken with more light, yes, they can reach the highest potential of frequency on the planet. However, they still like, they almost kind of like cap right now a little bit, like they can't go like full blown overload of light intake because the planet just like is not quite there yet. But they are growing to that. And so that's why the dormant sites, I mean, there are a lot of dormant sites, but there are a lot of really active sites. That's why like humans are working with a lot of like the more dormant sites right now because it's like exposure therapy for them. So
Mhm.
they get exposed to it, their frequency rises and meets that, more remembrance comes in. It's like that transfer of energy. And it configures like the ability to hold more. And then as the site rises, like the human rises with that. And like they are saying this location could put off and emit like a lot more than it currently is. But again, that's like there are certain contracts, I think, with these certain sites and these specific technologies where like they can't turn it up to full blast yet. And that's the diffuser I think that they're talking about.
Mm, okay.
That resonate?
Mm-hmm.